The museum is much needed. Out of curiosity, I picked up a 12th grade history book used in Virginia and DC schools before I came here. In the chapter on the Pacific Theater of World War II, I did a country boy analysis. I counted the paragraphs as a reflection of what the authors thought were the most important issues of the time. You might be interested. The chapter started with 3 paragraphs on how the U.S. might have avoided the war. There were 4 paragraphs on racial conditions in the states at the start of the war. There was 1 paragraph on the Pacific strategy, 2 paragraphs written on naval battles. There were 2 short paragraphs on the leadership in the Pacific, one of them critical. There were 4 paragraphs on minority contributions to the war effort, 7 that described the Army and Navy Marine island hopping battles. Finally, there were 10 paragraphs on whether or not we should have dropped the atomic bombs on Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and generally concluded that it was a mistake. Now, I don't mean to criticize the content of the chapter. We've all seen countless books written on each of those subject areas. They are important. My point is that after reading the chapter, I don't believe that the average young student could possibly come away with an appreciation for the determination, the uncertainty, the resiliency, and sacrifice at home and particularly overseas. That was America during World War II. That role then falls to this museum and places like it across our country. We, you and I, must bring our children and grandchildren here so that they can grow to appreciate the gifts of freedom that the greatest generation bestowed on us all so many years ago. Let me close by saying that there's another great generation at work today. The shock and surprise of Pearl Harbor sprung President Bush's generation into action. The outrage of 9/11 has done no less for today's warrior class. I once spoke with a young Marine in Ramadi, Iraq. When I asked him why he joined the Corps, he answered, "Sir, I was 10 when they attacked the towers. I will admit, initially, I was scared. By the time I was 13, I got really mad that they could do that. Now I'm 18 and I'm doing something about it." They're not as numerous today as they were in World War II. We have a nation of over 300 million countrymen, yet less than 1%, less than 3 million, wear the uniform of any service. Just over 200,000 are Marines. There was a time when some of us silver-haired types doubted if they would have what it takes to make good soldiers or Marines. Too much time with a joystick in their hand. Not enough athletics or outdoor activity. Folks, we could not have been more wrong. I have seen them in combat, and their selflessness, their raw courage, their sense of team play brings tears to your eyes. All they ask, ladies and gentlemen, is that you give them your support. You may agree or disagree with the policies of an administration, but please continue to provide solid support to those who protect your freedoms. If you do that, our armed forces, in fact our nation, will be in great shape for a long time to come as these young men and women grow to increasing levels of responsibility. Indeed, history has a way of repeating itself, and I am absolutely confident that today, standing somewhere in their ranks, is a future president of these United States. Thank you.
I would now like to invite all the platform guests to join the President for the ceremonial ribbon cutting.
Yeah.